And there we go. Welcome back, everyone, to another interview on Unwrapped Sports. I'm your host for today, John Krevling, and we're joined by our great interviewee, Malik Smith. Malik, what's going on, big guy?
What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. I got a really exciting interview that my boy Perry was grateful enough to set me up with, and we're gonna ask some great questions. Before we get started, I'm just gonna plug some stuff that I'm a part of Unwrapped with, and then Malik's gonna plug his stuff. We'll just get fired into these questions. So to find me on Twitter, I'm at Krevling_John. You'll see it in my tag in just a second. I also do the Creating Madness college basketball podcast. If any of you guys are interested in that, so make sure you go watch that after this if you like what I have going here. And yeah, that's all I have to say, Malik. You got anything else to plug?
Yeah, man. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Malik Smith 7_. Man, give me a shout out, ask me questions. I do my best to get back to everybody.
All right, let's get into this. So, Malik, first question. So, you not only have had a wild transformation in terms of switching sports, but you've also went to 3 different schools while playing in your collegiate basketball career. So, just for the people who don't know out there, tell us about your journey all the way from getting recruited to UNC Asheville to making a transition between sports, to where you are right now.
Okay. So yeah, I was, and as a freshman, and back in 2016, I committed to UNC Asheville, where I then transferred to Bryant and went to finish on at Fisk University. During my time at Asheville and Bryant was when I really had developed and was dealing with mental health, and kind of wavered away from it. Was disregarding my own issues that I was dealing with and kind of just putting it on the back burner, not taking care, and getting the necessary help that I needed at the time, and it really hindered my basketball career because of it. But I just wasn't in the headspace to really focus on the sport at the time. I had so much going on, and when as a student athlete, you're thrown with so much the pressure of having to perform not only at the time on the court but in the classroom as well. You're Monday to Monday, it's just something every hour of the day, and yet you still have to be a son or be a boyfriend, you know what I mean? So it was really just taxing, and at the time I didn't really know how to really control it, really take all of it, and it just started to become a burden on me, and it really brought me down to some of the lowest points I've ever witnessed in my life. So that prompted me to make the change from UNC Asheville to Bryant. I went to Bryant with the coaching staff that had recruited me also out of high school. They were still there. They recruited me, and at the time it was a D1 to D1, so I had to sit out a year. So I sat out my redshirt year at Bryant University with a new coaching staff, new area, new school. Was doing really good. Had finally got adjusted. Things were going good, and at the end of my redshirt season, the coach called me into the office and let me know that this was the hardest thing that he's ever had to tell a player, and he wasn't going to be able to coach me because he was retiring at the end of the season. Yeah, so for me, at the time, just like I said, getting over, some of the hurdles that I was dealing with at UNC Asheville, for to get told that, honestly, it was a blow. Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, it was one that I was not expecting, neither, and it drove me right back down. It put me right back into a dark hole because, again, having to try to get adjusted and open up and get used to a whole new coach, a new staff. It was a lot for me at the time, and for me, I had just gone through so much, and I knew I had, wasn't in a position to really focus on basketball. So actually, I had ended up taking a semester off from school and just focusing on myself, really focusing on, what made me happy, getting help. That's when I first got with a therapist, and just, continue to just focus on me and do things that, that made me happy, and not have the pressures or having the focuses, on my sport at the time. So that's what really propelled the aviation. I want to be a pilot, and at the time, with sports and school and preseason, after the season, it's not enough time that you have that's free that what I'm saying, I was able to allocate towards aviation. So during that time off, I just really focused on aviation and really kind of pinpointed what I wanted to do with that and the career that I wanted to go with that. So that's when I really took a nosedive into the aviation and really started taking and being a pilot and really started figuring out myself and my avenue through that way. From that point on, the biggest thing I wanted to do was get my degree. That was just the biggest thing I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to finish school and get my education. The only way that I could do that, obviously, was going back into school. So I had to make a decision. If I wanted to go back into school, how I was going to pay for it, because I had already stopped playing basketball. But I was still working on and staying in shape, because I didn't know. I just knew I wanted to just stay ready, stay prepared. And I ended up literally going on Google and typing in NAIA HBCUs, and Fisk University was the first one that popped up. Like literally, I didn't even know what Fisk University was. I had never heard of them. I just know I didn't want to deal with the politics of the NCAA, and I just wanted to be able to go to school and play basketball and have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not have to worry about have too much on me. Just go out there and have fun. You know what I mean? And ended up finding out about Fisk University. Literally sent the athletic director email, sent them an email, let them know what was going on, who I was, where I was coming from, some of the things that happened in my previous years, and they offered me right on the spot. He called me back like probably within 5 minutes of sending the email and was like, "When can we get you down for a visit? We're excited. I want you based on we could talk about that later." And literally, I went down to Fisk University and committed. It was a small campus, small school. Like I said, it was NAIA, so I didn't have to really worry about too much of the,
politics,
saying?
The barriers.
The politics, exactly. The politics that came, came with playing at the higher level. I could just focus on me and play basketball, bro, and have fun doing it, And that's what I did. And this past year, didn't go how I wanted it to go at all. I was literally, so this is how I got to playing football.
All right.
My brother was a football player at Ohio State, defensive
now
end.
With the Seahawks, correct? Defensive end?
Yeah, with the Seahawks. Yep, Tyreek Smith. So he was with the Buckeyes, and the coaching staff allowed me to work out in their basketball facility. They had a basketball court inside their football facility. So as the kids were practicing, I was working out for basketball. You know what I mean? Just getting ready for my season.
Yeah.
So I was working out the days I was up there for about a week. And I want to say it was maybe like the third day. It was like the second or third day. There was a coach that was giving tours around. Each day I saw him, he was giving multiple tours to recruits and their families. And one of the rounds he came in and he was like, "Man, I've been watching you at the times I'm coming in. Like, can you I see your size, the way you move, I'm really liking it." He was like, "You ever thought about playing football?" And I was like, my brother has been trying to get me to play football for I don't know how long, but it's not going to happen. So you don't have to worry about that. Like,
wow.
I'm not a football player. Like, I'm a basketball player. Like, that's just it's not me.
Right.
And he was like, "No, man. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm telling you. Like, you need to play football." And I was like, all right. Like, I'm not hearing it. Like, thank you, but no, thank you. So then out of nowhere, he was like, "Well, can you dunk?" And I took offense. So I went up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who asked a question like that? You know what I mean? So yeah, I went up and dunked, and I tried to break the rim. Like I had something to prove to him. Like, don't ever ask me a question like that. You know what I mean? Like, and so literally, man, my brother walked in, and I had told him exactly. I had told him everything that was going on, and we get back into the car, and my brother was like, "Hey, that was icing on the cake, bro. Like, I'm not asking you anymore to play football. Like, I'm telling you to play football."
I'm telling you, right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, you have everything to gain. You have nothing to lose from this, man. And at the time, the stuff with my basketball program, we had a lot of stuff going on, like within the program, within the, with the athletic director, and it was a bunch of stuff happening. So, for me, I'm like, okay, I'm at an NAIA school. I'm clearly not going to be, going to the NBA or anything like that. And I was just like, I might as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give this a shot. And I was like, you know what, bro? Like, I'll see where this takes me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. If this is an opportunity, you know what I mean? I might as well see where I can take it. And man, from literally like from that day forward, it was like my mind and my whole entire world switched like within the day from basketball, and I went to sleep as a football player and woke up the next morning. It's been football ever since.
That's an absolutely wild ride. And you said your brother was a defensive end at Ohio State, which is already impressive in its own right. You got two brothers who are going D1, but you're a tight end. So what made you play on the other side of the line? What made you want to be an offense?
It was really just my hand-eye coordination. My hand-eye coordination, my twitch, the ability to move and catch. I have what I call natural hands. And that's just from years and years of grabbing passes out the air, grabbing rebounds, you know what I mean? Boxing out, sitting down on, how to get position on people and seal away from the ball. You know what I'm saying? So certain things that I have been doing for years in basketball has translated right to the football field as naturally, you know what I mean? Such as the catching, being able to move my body at this size, lateral movement, you know what I mean? All things that a tight end can do. So I knew that I had the basic, like the basic stuff to be a tight end. I just knew I needed to just obviously put the work in and just get some fine tuning, and really get to moving like a football player. And that's what I did. Yeah.
So I read that the last time you played organized football prior to this was Pop Warner. I didn't know if that was true, but if that's true, that's a lot of football experience you got to make up. But with the intangibles of being a basketball player, as you said, it's a really fast-paced game. You're catching things, you're moving by people, you sometimes hitting people, and it seems like a pretty smooth transition. You just got to get your body right. And speaking of transitioning, is there anything super fun about it? In terms of, has it been a fun process, or is there anything super difficult? What has your journey been like in terms of just pure skill from the basketball court to skill on the gridiron? What's the transformation been like so far?
It's been fun and challenging at the same time. It's been challenging just from an aspect of I'm starting from scratch, and each area and each aspect, it's like every time I get to a point where it's like I've achieved something, it's like, oh, well, I'm right back at ground zero now. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, I'm so far behind. And it's true. I haven't played football since, I want to say maybe it was like 5th or 6th grade. It was the last time I played in a football game.
Woo! That's like a decade, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm literally starting from scratch. You know what I'm saying? It was I first started my football workouts in November with it was a guy named Raheem Shabazz with Shabazz Fitness down in Memphis. And that was my first time ever really lifting, moving, working out like a football player. That was the first place I went to start this transition and this journey. You know what I'm saying, to becoming a tight end. But I mean, it was work. It was straight work, man. The lifting alone was so different. It's something I was never even accustomed to. I joke because I'm like, I was walking in and some of the weight I saw on the bar, I was just like, it has to be, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, there's no way that there's a human lifting this weight right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, then I see some other tight ends walk in and some DNA hot rod on the bar and just, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, goodness gracious, like I have so far to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I took it as a challenge. I just took it as a challenge, and from that point on, I went to Jermichael Finley, former Packers tight end, and he was the one that was like the see all be all for me with this football. And 20 minutes into the workout with him, he came over and he was like, "Oh yeah, bro, like you can be an NFL tight end. I'm telling you right now, like it's just about the work that you want to put in." You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, like, my whole journey has been full of, like, it's been fun because it's new, it's fresh, it's something I've never done before. So the way I'm attacking the grind, the way I'm loving this, enjoying this, the process is all so, it's just great. It's just a great feeling. You know what I mean? I'm sure that you have in your life when you work so hard for something and you achieve it, it's like, it feels really good. You know what I'm saying? It makes you want to keep going. So that's the part that's really good. But the challenging part is like every time I knock down a feet, it's like I'm right back down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In the scheme of things, because of how far I am behind. So I'm just using that as motivation to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like this whole back and forth of like, yeah, it's fun, but it's challenging at the same time. But it can be rewarding. You know what I'm saying? If I just keep going and keep putting my faith in God and keep moving forward, man.
Yeah, for sure. And from one hooper to another, that weight room transformation seems absolutely brutal. The bench press, going from benching like I can only bench like what 135 for 5. I can't imagine doubling that. It's just like it's ridiculous, bro.
I tried to tell people, man. Literally, it's funny you say that because the first time I had to bench press, well, first I didn't know that we had to do like bench press test. I didn't know none of that. So
oh god, yeah.
You know, the guys keep talking about a 225, and I'm like, well, 225 of what? And they're like, no, you gotta, when you get to the pro day, you gotta put 225 pounds on the bar. I'm looking like, are you kidding me? Like in basketball, I don't think I went over 150.
I think it's 180. I think it's 185 in the combine. It's like an extra plate. That's ridiculous.
And I'm looking like I have to lift this. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is crazy. And now here I am lifting it. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That seems like a crazy grind, but I'm happy for you, bro. That's real gains for sure.
Thank you, man.
But Jermichael Finley's a name that any football fan knows from, at least my age group and over. I mean, he's a guy who's a real stud for the Packers for a long time. How'd you get in touch with him? It seems like a great resource to work with and to improve from. How'd you make that connection?
Yeah, absolutely. So when my brother was going through, when he had concluded his stuff and finished up with his season, was going to get recruited for the NFL and stuff. There was agents that were trying to get to know us, figure out who was going to represent them, and we were just going through this constant thing. So one of the agents had got it. We had at the time I was so fresh and I was so new, and we were just trying to throw out just in the ballpark of what it would look like if I wanted to play football. His brother. Talking about Tyreek, and then he was like, "Well, I mean, I know Jermichael Finley." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can fly down to Dallas, and he'll let you know. Like,
wow,
literally just like that. And I was like, "Jermichael Finley, like from the Packers," and he was like, "Yeah." And I was just like, "All right, well, I mean, let's see what's gonna happen." So literally, we hopped on a call, probably like the next night. He was like, "Yeah, bro, you come down here. I'm gonna let you know as soon as possible. I'm gonna let you know right away if you're gonna be built for this or not. Like, and don't come down here and waste my time. So I'm gonna let you know if you are, if you aren't." And I was like, "Okay." So me and my parents flew down to Dallas. And right before the workout started, he just looked and he was like, "All right, like this is either the beginning of something or the end of the road for you. So." You basically pick what it's going to be. And I was like, again, okay. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I went out there, bro, and it was like my first time doing football drills with tight end stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he had me out there blocking and running lateral drills and, getting out on the routes. He's teaching me the route tree. And I'm going through this. And like I said, within the first 20 minutes, he walked over to, gave me a water break, walked over to my parents, and was like, yeah. This guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can do it. And it was just, you could tell I needed work, but the natural stuff was there. The catching, moving.
The footwork too, right?
The footwork was there. Like, and at that point, he was just like, oh, like, you got the stuff that most people need to work on. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we just got to get you moving like a football player and understanding the position and what a tight end is. And that was, and we just worked all the way up
Yeah.
until the point I got to Ohio State allowed me to do their pro day with them. And I went out there and killed it during the routes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, man, I just went out there and did my thing during the routes, man. And I was hoping, because I knew my field drills weren't going to be good, because I had only been prepping for them like maybe 2.5 months for like the 40, you know what I mean, the 5, 10, 5. A lot of the field drills that you got to do at the combine and pro days, I hadn't done them, but only for so many times, you know what I mean?
Just a few weeks.
Yeah, some of the drills they were teaching me, like literally, bro, like at pro day, they were teaching me drills, and I was like learning them off to the side and like having to go and perform it. And like, so for the coaches to write down a number, like that's how much I really was just like, okay, like let me learn something real quick. You know what I mean? Let me get this, boom, and do it. And so, man, once I got to the route running, it just was like, it just was so natural for me, bro. It just was so natural. It was like I was in my natural state. And I had never even played football. A lot of people thought I had already been playing. No,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
athletes are athletes, bro. Like,
you know what I mean? And I've been, you know, fortunately for me, I've been able to see my brother, because he played tight end in high school. So I've been able to see him at the position. I've been able to see how he has moved and made the transition from not just tight end and defensive end, but basketball and football, because he was a ball player too in high school. So you know what I'm saying? So I've seen how the transition works. I've seen how an athlete can make this happen. You know what I mean? And so I just needed, like I said, I just needed some fine tuning, bro, and I just had to go out there and make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. That's raw talent, bro. That's tough.
Yeah, man.
All right, I got 3 quick hitters before we get into our next real questions. Number 1, how much older is your brother than you? Number 2, do you remember who was throwing you balls at your pro day? And number 3, what was your 40 time?
So the first question, me and my brother, I'm older, and we're 21. We're 21 months apart.
Okay. Second question.
So the second question was, who's going to be a pro day? Cardell Jones, former quarterback for the Buckeyes. And then the third one was 45 flat.
Oh, you can do better than that for sure. You can do better than that for sure.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like I had ran it with, you know, just 40 is all technique. Right. And I ran it off of minimal technique and straight athleticism. So I was like, I already knew, like I knew I could get a faster time, you know what I mean? But for the time being, I was just like, you know what, I got it. This is what I did. This is what I got to work with, you know?
You can shave that off for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. But now even now, like I'm lighter than I was at pro day. You know what I mean? I'm fast. I've just been working better. So the way I'm moving on the field now is even better than it was a month ago. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm still so new at this. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just enjoying this process, bro. Just taking stuff day by day, putting my faith in God, and just keep working.
Yeah, no, it seems so, bro. I don't even know what to say. That it just seems sick. It just seems sick. Like, you know, just like playing football for your job. Like that's the life, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. So I got a little question that, you know, might bring out your competitive spirit. So, your brother, 5th round pick, now he's playing for the Seahawks. Do you feel like you might be even living in a shadow a little bit, or you think like you're gonna make your own wave soon? I just wanted to see what you'd say to that.
Nah, I don't feel like that I'm living in the shadow, because one thing that we do as a family is we always want to see each other win. You know what I mean? And I know that whenever, you know, he does something good, or I do something good, or even bad, you know what I'm saying? We just really take the time as a family to support one another. You know what I mean? Like, we're super competitive. When we step on the field, we're super competitive when we go head to head. We're competitive at everything we do. That's just the spirit and just the nature of our family. But I've never viewed it, or he's never viewed it as living in one shadow, just because it's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we uplift and we lift each other up together. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like no one can really be in the shadow if everyone's being uplifted. You know what I mean?
Fair. That's fair.
And that's how I feel like, you know, as a family, that's how I feel like we move. And as brothers too, man, like you're not gonna find too many brothers that are closer than me and Tyreek. You know what I'm saying? We are so close in how we are and how we interact and how we care, how we approach the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like you're like, wow. Like if you see us together, you're like, okay, I see y'all are brothers because y'all act just alike. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it's dope. That's really supportive community always helps, especially when you're talking about you're struggling a little bit. I'm sure your family is there right for you every step of the way. That's
oh man,
that's cool.
like well, yeah, without them, you know, without my family, man, none of this would be possible. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even be able to be on this call right now because you know they're the ones who not only just, you know what I'm saying, supported me at a time when I was down, you know what I'm saying, when I was, you know, struggling, but just the constant love and support and guidance, you know what I'm saying, that they give on a day in and day out basis, you know what I'm saying, is the reason why, you know what I'm saying, I am the way I am and my brother's the way he is. You know what I'm saying? We're super positive people. We're super positive about what we do, who we are, and where we come from. You know what I mean? And I have an amazing family. I've had amazing people on this journey, and I got my girlfriend too. She's between them, like sky's the limit for us. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's completely fair. All right, next question. So you grew up in Cleveland Heights, Ohio.
Yes,
not too far from Cleveland. Did you grow up a Browns fan?
Die hard.
That's crazy. I mean, how cool is that, dude? Like, get a chance to play for the Dog Pound? That's nuts. That's so cool.
When I tell you, man, like, you know, this is such, you know, this is a long shot. You know, what I'm doing, the route that I'm taking without playing football and college or high school for that matter, or middle school, you know what I'm saying? And being able to have an opportunity to go play in the NFL does not, it's abnormal, bro. And it's a long shot, you know? But for the team to give me an opportunity, for that team to be the Cleveland Browns, a team where, you know what I'm saying, I grew up in the city that I grew up in, the team that I grew up watching. I mean, my dad went to Cleveland Heights. My aunt, both my uncles went to Cleveland Heights. My brother went to Cleveland Heights. I went to Cleveland Heights. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we've been in Cleveland since way, way back. You know what I mean?
Cleveland was Cleveland, man.
Cleveland was Cleveland, bro. And, I mean, I remember the days when we were waking up early in the morning because we used to live in California we had moved to California for a minute. And so we had to wake up early on Sundays because they play at 12 Eastern. So that's 9 a.m. What, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So we're up 9 a.m. Sundays watching the Browns. We're up early Saturdays watching the Buckeyes and Troy Smith and all. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of, and bro, the Browns. I mean,
yeah,
the Cleveland Browns, man. When I got the word that was the team that was going to give me the shot, bro, I was like, in my opinion, this has to. I was like, I have to make this happen. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue to put my faith in God and continue to put the work in day to day, but I have to make this is home for me. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can just stay at your parents' place. I mean, shit, you can
literally.
Yeah, exactly. That's a setup right there, man.
Like this is home for me. Like my parents' house is 13 minutes away from the stadium. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wow,
that's. Like, this is home for me. So
that's like me playing for the Cowboys or something, dude. That's insane. that's hard to think about. That's the setup, bro. That's congratulations. That's crazy.
Thank you, man. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, it's all a blessing. It's crazy how things come full circle. Growing up, like I said, growing up Buckeye fans, growing up Browns fans. My brother played for the Buckeyes. I have an opportunity to you know what I'm saying, to make my dream happen with the Cleveland Browns and starting next week in rookie minicamp and hope to make impression on them. You know what I mean? Like that's, man, even if it doesn't work out, I'm so blessed to even be able to be on this journey, man, and just the people that I've met and the things that I was able to see and do. And It's the Browns, bro.
It's the Browns, man.
It's the Browns, man. Like, I'm just so excited, man. I'm like I said, man. You know, I know it's a long shot for you know what I'm saying, but this is something that I'm truly feeling. I'm feeling really good about. You know what I'm saying? I'm really feeling good about this opportunity. And I'm just gonna give it all I got and just make the most out of this opportunity, man. You know.
That's great. I hope everything works out. I got one final question for you. We'll have you out of your way.
For sure, man.
Getting some work in maybe tonight. I don't know. But so we got athletes watching. We got non-athletes watching. And so for the athletes, do you have any aspiring tips for them to accomplish their goals? Maybe even dual sport athletes. And for our non-athletes, we see you putting in work off the field with your aviation life. What is your advice to people working to pursue a job and have a side hustle?
Man, okay, so I'll address the athletes first. This is one for everybody, but I'm gonna say protect your mental. Well, I'm gonna focus on the athletes real quick because I feel like, you know, being an athlete is something that we're always so taught to just be strong and be tough, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's a mentality that can break someone too, if not, you know what I'm saying, if not looked at properly or dealt with properly. You know, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know what I'm saying? To always be the best. You work to be the best, but don't put pressure on yourself to be the best. You know, just take care of the day.
Right.
Don't try to look too far into the future. Don't look and dwell on the past. Take care of what you have in front of you in that moment for that day. And whether that's taking care of yourself, whether that's, you know, you doing some spiritual searching, some spiritual healing, whatever it may be, talking to somebody, so whatever it may be, whatever that you need to do to win the day, do it. And
day by day.
Day by day. Take it day by day. And don't ignore the, you know what I'm saying, the signs that I know athletes have. Right. You know what I'm saying, when we're playing and dealing with this.
Sorry if you can hear that in the background. That's when my dorm mate's trying to get in.
No, it's all good. It's all good, man.
I live in a dorm. If you guys couldn't tell, by the way.
Well, I used to live in a dorm too. Trust me, but I understand.
Yeah, so it's part of that dorm life. And then real quickly, if you have any tips for people trying to pursue a side hustle, you got something great going with your aviation career. What tips do you have?
Man, if you feel like you can do it, if it's on your heart, go chase it and achieve it. Mm-hmm. Don't wait. You know, tomorrow is not promised at all. Mm-hmm. And the more you sit around, the more it's just going to get put on the back burner, and then the more it's just going to wait, and then you're going to look up, and 10 years go by, 15 years go by, and you're going to wish that you had started, you know what I'm saying, 10, 15 years ago when you could have, when it first became an idea. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait. Sometimes if an opportunity presents itself, you got to put all your eggs into one basket. You know what I mean? You have to give it all that you have to give it all that you have. And when you do that, hey, it's no guarantee that it's going to work, but I guarantee you that you'll help create opportunities along the way if it doesn't work. And if it does, it does. And everyone's happy, right?
Right. So. Yeah, for sure. That's all great stuff. Well, thank you so much for hopping on, Malik. I had a phenomenal time. I hope you did too. And
absolutely.
Maybe we can recircle later, get that contract, maybe a little rookie deal. Talk later.
Yeah, man. God willing, fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so we're going to end it here. Malik, we'll catch you later. Nice being with you. And for everyone watching, I hope you have a great rest of your night and catch you guys in the next interview. So, see y'all.
Oh my God. Thank you, bro.
See you.
See you later.